Hello. Hope you're all doing well. And if not, I hope at least that your night improves. Okay. Go ahead and start off with the collectives. So let's see what they have to say. Okay. What message do we need to hear today? Yeah. We got the Five of Swords here, the Chariot, and the Hierophant reversed, which is telling me that we're probably feeling a bit defensive right now. And the Chariot is essentially telling us to continue charging forward and work through this, while the Hierophant is telling us to continue to follow our own path. Also, hello, Bipolar Bear. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Let's see what the Oracle cards have to say. Doing well. A little sleepy, but doing alright. The queue's not open quite yet. I'll be opening it after I do a couple of collective readings. So if you want to stick around a little bit and see what the collectives might have to say, or wait until I open the queue, you're more than welcome to. But the queue will be opened later. So, we have 2 cards here. We have Full Moon in Sagittarius, which says look at the bigger picture, and Full Moon in Libra, which says a win-win outcome is forecast. Let's see what these cards have to say here. Full Moon in Sagittarius says, are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over minutiae can be counterproductive. Or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. which, going with the whole defensive thing with the Five of Swords here, when we're kind of in that sort of mindset, we do tend to overthink things a little bit too much. So this is asking you to just breathe and take a step back and try to look at things a bit differently. Full moon in Libra says, the full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship, or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow. Perhaps coming to an end, or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible, with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. The most important part about this one, I feel like, is the part right below that, the little affirmation or action that you could be doing to attune to the energy of this card. That little section says, let go of that which is falling away, which I think is the important part here. So stop overthinking things too much. Well, do your best to, anyway. And let go of the things that need to be let go. And let's see what the book has to add. Get that thing done. Did you know that avoiding doing something takes up just as much mental energy as doing it? Here is your prompt to get it done and make some room for magic. So if you've been avoiding something, I guess this is your sign maybe to get to it. Okay. So, I hope anyone who needed to hear that message, I hope it helped you in some way. Okay. let's do one more collective here. After that, I'll go ahead and open queue. So, what do those who might be watching need to hear? That is entirely way too many cards. So we're gonna try this again. Okay. Message to those who might be watching the year. It wanted to pop out so many. So we got the Six of Cups, The Six of Swords. The Nine of Cups reversed. The King of Swords. And the Tower. So, essentially, what I'm getting here, particularly, is that there is a connection to your past here. Based on the other cards, it seems like a connection to your past. With another person, perhaps. The Six of Swords here is telling you that you need to continue moving on, and you need to continue moving forward. The King of Swords hold on a second. I forgot to ask that card if it was supposed to be upright or reversed. I have a feeling it's supposed to be reversed. Upright or reversed? Yeah. Okay. So I believe this is further pointing towards another person. This is likely the energy that they were embodying, which is someone who's very controlling, someone who comes off as a bit of a dictator. Because they're so controlling and probably a little cruel on top of that. So essentially, this person from your past is likely going to try to reconnect with you in some way. The Six of Swords is telling you to continue moving forward and continue moving on, because this person isn't going to bring you anything good. The Nine of Cups there also pointing towards a lot of unhappiness and just devastation. So, this person should probably be kept at arm's length here, is what I'm getting out of this. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say here. Okay. So we got 3 oracle cards here. The first one is Fixed Moon. Hold your vision. The second one is New Moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. The third is Full Moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. So let's see what Fixed Moon has to say. There are 2 main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation, is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheels so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break this deadlock. With 2 interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to you. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. The important part here, I feel like, is the part that says, stand firm in whatever situation you're in. New Moon in Cancer. Let's see what that has to say. New Moon in Cancer. There's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places you hold dearest. This can be to do with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. If you're hoping to move forwards with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. And full moon in Leo says, have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego, or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of the big-hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This card may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the situation to this dilemma. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, this is the time to find a balance between your own needs and the needs of the people around you. This will help all your relationships. So this one, like I said, with the Hold Your Vision one earlier. This one again pointing towards a deadlock that may have come up. This one offers a solution for how to get through that. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. So, with that, maybe it's you. Who is this person? Maybe you're too worried about always being in control of things. Maybe this is something that you need to let go of. The need to be in control of everything might be harming the ones you care for, the ones around you that you love. This might be also trying to tell you that this is something that you need to move on from as well. Let's see what the book has to say here. Book says, stop saying yes out of obligation. Hello. No, I'll be opening queue here shortly. I'm just finishing up the collectives currently. And the book also has to say, the past version of you the past version of you is so proud of how far you've come. So, if anyone needed to hear that message, I hope it helps. Okay. Well, I think that's it for collectives now, so go ahead and move on to opening the queue here. Okay. So it's now open. Okay. Hello. Okay. That means you're up first, Joanna. Are you ready? Okay. What message does Joanna need to hear today? I don't really do love readings currently. But if the cards have something to say about that, that's fine. We got the Nine of Coins reversed. We have the Ten of Cups. We have the World. And we have King of Coins. So, with the Nine of Coins reversed, the feeling I'm getting out of that one right now is either maybe you're a bit too focused on work right now, or a little bit too work obsessed, or perhaps extending yourself a little bit too far. And with the Ten of Cups here, and also with the World being here too, I do think this is kind of giving you a little bit of information about the situation that you were asking about. The Ten of Cups obviously pointing towards a happy connection with someone. So, I don't know if this is you or the other person, but, perhaps maybe one of you is a bit too, essentially, bogged down in their work, or, a little bit too focused on work, and maybe pulling back from that a little bit will kind of help the situation a little bit. So essentially, pulling pulling back from that a little bit, whichever party involved it is, might help you get the connection here that you seek. And with it, obviously, you'll find happiness here and completion and success, essentially, is what the other cards are saying here. Essentially, particularly with the Ten of Cups here and the world being here, there's a lot of fulfillment to be found here. So, yeah. Also, hello, 69. Yeah, let's see what the Oracle cards have to offer here. Do you want to be called Yo Mama? I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to ask. Is that what you'd rather be called? Okay. But anyway, let's see what the Oracle cards have to say here. They might offer a bit more insight into potential solutions. So, let's see. What further insight do you have? Ah, yeah. New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So, let's see what that has to say here. Okay. New Moon in Gemini says, Blech, I cannot talk today, goodness. A successful relationship usually comes down to one thing: communication. And the New Moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. Talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you're asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all other forms of communication will also help you know. If the issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there's a new start coming, a time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could... Goodness. This card could also suggest you've been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again. But most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. The little section here, each card entry here in the book also has a section below it that says "Attuned to the Moon," which is essentially an affirmation or an action that you could be doing to kind of help you get into the energy of this card. So this one says, write a list of all the people you love and see if you're prioritizing them. So that could be something that you could both do. Yeah, communication is the most important part to pretty much any relationship. That applies to like every kind of relationship, but most importantly with romantic relationships. So if this is something that really does concern you, it is something that I would try talking about a little bit. Of course. Thank you for joining. And thank you for stopping by. I hope that helps you a little bit, and I hope it works out well for you. Oh yeah, I forgot to see what the book had to say. 1 second. Wear a ring on your little finger to improve your communication. So I guess if you have a pinky ring, put that on maybe? But yeah, so I hope that helps, and I hope things work out for you. And I hope the ring thing helps some as well. The Oracle book here offers it's an actual book. It offers some very interesting messages. Yes, it's um it's called the Instant Magic Oracle. Um, it's only like $15, I think it was, on Barnes and Noble. So also not super expensive either, particularly for a hardcover. But yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. And also, to answer your question, Yo Mama, yeah, I can do that again for you if you'd like. It probably won't be like super in depth like the last time. Uh, it'll be similar to the last time, so it won't be like super in depth. But yeah, that's something I could do again. That's fine. If you'd like to join and that's what you want. My legs are already starting to cramp. Okay. Okay. Lan, you're up next. Are you ready? Okay. What message does Lan need to hear today? think this is the longest that it's ever taken to give you cards here. Of course, as soon as I say that, it's just like, oh, you want more? Okay. So you got uh, the King of Wands, the Two of Swords reversed, the Three of Coins, the Five of Wands, and the Queen of Coins reversed. Um, so what I'm getting out of this is that you need to keep connecting with your passions here. Um, and essentially doing that will help you stop fighting with yourself, essentially. You might be a bit like indecisive, and I think I have a feeling I know what that's about. Um, um, Essentially, I think that this is kind of a sign that you need to continue pushing forward with the whole tarot thing. I know you've been waiting a little bit, but I think this is your sign that you need to continue moving forward with it. And perhaps this is saying that this is something that you need to let become a passion of yours. Or at least keep studying it, maybe. keep connecting with it a little bit more. I think that's what the Three of Coins is pointing towards here. Also, hello Naomi. You can join the list by typing !readme if you would like a reading. But yeah, so what I'm getting out of this, essentially, is that you need to keep pushing forward a little bit here. This is something that will help you on your path to growth. Essentially, this is something you need to stop fighting with yourself over, stop being indecisive about, and just continue charging forward with it. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say here. Okay, now I know what this is definitely about. I know the moment that I show you this card, you're going to understand. Full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. You know what you need to do with that card. You know what that means. I don't need to say anything. And also, new moon in Gemini, communication is key. That one's pretty self-explanatory too. So, keep charging forward with that, I guess. So, yep. Not gonna read either of the entries, particularly for this one, because you know to take that one at face value. So. Yeah. Let's see what the book has to say here. Let's see. Manifest expansion. I'm really doing my best not to crack up over here. Because that can be taken a couple of ways here. Given the other card. Fucking being cheeky. Good lord. Okay, so fucking feeling spicy, I guess. Let's let's see if it has any useful advice. Are you fucking kidding me? It opened to the same fucking one. They're just like, nah, that's it. That's the message, bitch. Okay, so yeah, emphasis on that, I guess. So, get going, I guess. So, I hope that message helps a little bit. Ugh. Okay. Angus Stone, you are up next. Are you ready? There are 3 people, including you, in the list right now. There are 2 people in front of you. That little box that you see on screen there is the current queue. Are you still there, Angus? One second, I need to stretch my legs. Alright, okay, so for now we're gonna move on, but going to put them. Okay. So, are you ready, you mama? Oh, shoot. Hello. One sec. Okay, Angus. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, I unfortunately don't really give relationship readings. If the message pops up in the cards, I'm more than happy to, obviously relay that message, but it's not something that I give a reading on directly. Particularly anything where, anything is like, there are too many factors that could change. I tend not to really like give too many readings on. But if you're okay with a general reading, I could give you one of those. Okay. What message does Angus need to hear? Looks like that may be what popped up anyway. So, we got the 4 coins reversed. The tower. 2 cups. And justice reversed. So, something is telling me that, there's probably a situation here at play that doesn't quite feel fair, and perhaps you're not feeling as prioritized as you would like to. Or one of the parties involved isn't feeling as prioritized as they want to. What in the world is that noise? I'm not sure if the mic is picking that up. Anyway, so, essentially, perhaps you're not feeling as connected as you would like to right now. Justice reversed here. The 4 coins reversed, and the tower here are kind of pointing towards that. But the 2 of Cups here is saying that finding that deeper level of connection again is something that you want, and it is saying it's possible. There might just need to be some changes that need to be made in order to reach that again. And also, the 4 coins reversed here, signaling that there might be a few things here that need to be let go of and moved on from in order to move forward with this reconnection again. I'm actually going to draw a few more cards here, just to see what else has to add to the situation and potentially offer solutions. Um, so, it gave 2 here. You got strength and the 3 of coins, which is, again, strength obviously saying, obviously keep holding on and keep moving through this. And the 3 of coins here pointing towards growth being necessary, which is connects here to the need to let something go with 4 of coins. The 3 of coins also might be saying here too, the story that's attached to the art on this card. Might also be saying here too that there are things here that you could be learning from each other. And you will get to where you want to be, but it's going to take some work. So. Let's see what the Oracle cards have to say here. Full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo says, it's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far, and drawing this card suggests that you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flashy, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. So, useful advice, but also comes with the reminder that you are also enough and that you are worthy. Let's see what the book has to say here. Healing is happening. So if you're going through a tough situation right now, know that it will improve. And know that it is something that you can heal from. And also remember to value yourself. I hope that message was helpful. Okay. No, Mama, that means you are up. So are you ready? Okay. Okay. Which was the one about what might happen between or throughout the rest of the year? Or did you mean the one about being on the right path? Okay. Again, just a reminder that this is only probably one of many possibilities. There are lots of things that can change between now and then. And if there's ever something that you don't like, you can always work to change it. So, what is the rest of the year going to be like for you, Mom? That's fine. Sometimes we just want guidance on things. Okay, one more card. So we have the Three of Cups here. Three of Cups reversed. The Four of Swords reversed. The Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. Three of Coins. Knight of Wands. The Chariot. And Six of Wands reversed. So, essentially, what I am getting out of this one currently is that you may have been experiencing a bit of isolation. With the Three of Cups reversed here, pointing towards that. Perhaps also experiencing a bit of burnout and just generally unpleasant feelings associated with both of those things, like just anxiety and depression here. And just generally not so great emotions represented here by the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. And that's probably caused you, again, with the Eight of Swords there, probably causing you to feel a bit trapped right now. So, the rest of the cards here are saying that this is something that you can move on from. The Three of Coins here, representing that this is something that you can grow from. It's just going to take some work. The Knight of Wands here is essentially telling you to be a little bit more fearless, but also be careful not to let that fearlessness turn into recklessness. But the Knight of Wands here is telling you to be a little bit more fearless and to continue charging forward here with the Chariot. Essentially, these three cards here are saying that this is something that you can move on from, something that you can grow from. Like I said, it's probably just going to take some work. Yeah. Probably going to be a lot of work, yeah. Definitely going to be some hard work, that's for sure. I know what that struggle's like. I still... I deal with anxiety and depression, so I understand what that's like. I know it's a lot easier said than done. But but yeah, particularly the interesting part is this also kind of answers your other question a little bit too, because with the Six of Wands here, what comes to mind is the story that's attached to this card. Essentially, the gist of this story is to seek your own path. Which I would take to mean that you are on the right path. Just don't overthink things too much. Try not to worry about it so much. Your path is your own, so it doesn't have to match anyone else's. Yeah, certainly referencing like current energies and stuff, but it is also telling you that going forward, this is also something you can change. So I think it's similar to the last one that I gave you as well. I know for certain these three cards here in particular, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, were all cards that popped up the last time I gave you a reading for this. So Yeah. I know not overthinking it is also easier said than done. That's interesting that you bring that up. So, along our paths, it's also important to make sure that we don't let our ego get in the way. We essentially focus on what we want rather than what is actually probably the best for us. That would be ego getting in the way. That would also be referenced by this card here. Don't let ego get in the way of your path. Okay. And let's see here what the Oracle cards have to say. So, looking for at least like 4 cards, but you got an extra one, so you got new moon. A new start is coming. And full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. And waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. New moon in Aries. It's time to take action. And disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. So new moon says there is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles, and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now, or something totally new and fresh is on its way. Full moon in Scorpio says, if you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time, since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now, if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. So, what I get out of that one is, like, release any negative, do your best to release any negative feelings that you've been experiencing right now. Sometimes we just kind of get so focused on those that we forget to see the rest of the good in our lives. Waxing moon says, during the waxing moon cycle, hope springs eternal. This card is a very positive omen, indicating that you can create the reality you're dreaming of, though it will take some work, and you're not quite there yet. This is a time of energies rising up. Emotions are building too. Where do you want to go, and do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make the courageous commitment to take more practical steps towards your goals. Whichever you decide, you are most certainly on the right track. New moon in Aries. The flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons, and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a superbly positive sign if there is something you want to happen in your life. Take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. But you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for. But the hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution? Don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge towards your goals. You'll create much better karma for yourself. And disseminating moon. The intensity of the full moon has abated. And what are we left with? That's what this card is asking you. It suggests that the situation you're asking about has now peaked, and it's time for you to regroup and learn from your experiences, rather than blindly forging ahead. Have faith that what is happening is for the best. Try to accept the way things are now, and give yourself and others time out to relax. Breathe. We can't be on all the time. If you feel you've hit an obstacle or even failed in some way, now is the time to reflect on how to do things differently next time. Be honest with yourself if you feel bad about your current situation, and then remind yourself that life goes in cycles. I'm going to point this one out too because it's an important reminder sometimes. The attune to the moon section, which is again either an affirmation that you could tell yourself or an action that you could be taking to kind of help you embody the energy of the card. For this one here, it's an affirmation. I am where I am, and that's okay. It's important to remember that progress isn't always going to happen quickly, and it's not going to happen all at once. And change doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be on a massive scale all the time. Even taking small steps to get towards where we want to be is fine. Let's see what the book has to say here. The book is apparently telling you to do a purifying spell to cleanse yourself of any negative energies or entities that may have attached themselves to you. I know this is probably hard to read, but if this is something you would be interested in, I can send you a link of the pictures if you want me to. And it is time to stop looking backward and start focusing on all that is to come. Recognize that what you want, or what you went through, has taught you many lessons. But yeah, I hope the message helped. And again, if you are interested in that little, like, spell ritual thingy that the book listed, I can take a picture of the pages and send you the link to them if you want me to. Or I can, like, try to post them on Twitter or something. Hello, Allie. Yeah, I get that. I use social media, like, very rarely, but I'm trying to at least use, I'm trying to at least use it a little bit more so I can at least kind of post updates for those who would be interested in, like, getting updates elsewhere, because I know, like, Twitch notifications aren't always reliable. And it just kind of turns off notifications randomly sometimes. So I'm trying to use some social media, like, a little bit more, because just in case that's something that, like, people want, so that they have, like, somewhere else to, like, follow me for, like, to get notifications of, like, when I'm going live and stuff. So, like, yeah, I understand not using social media thing. I'm just trying to use it a little bit more so that I can at least give people a place where they can maybe get more reliable notifications. Yeah, like, for some people it's not an issue. For other people it is, though. Like, it'll just kind of turn them off randomly. Particularly if there's someone you don't watch for a while, it'll usually, like, just turn off your notifications after a while. So that, or yeah, like she just said, they'll be really, really late. But yeah, so I hope that message helps you a little bit. If you want to actually see that little, like, if you want to see that, the, like, an image of the spell that the book said there, I can try to, like, send you a link somehow. If that's something you're interested in doing. If not, that's totally fine too. I would just take that again as a sign to do your best to release negativity. Also, hello, Ocean Twilight. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. So, let me go ahead here. So, do that. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have a Discord. That's something I'm not really certain, like, too many people would be interested in. So, it's something I haven't done yet. But in the future, if that is something that's like people would want, I would probably be okay doing that. But currently I don't have one, I'm sorry. I just have a couple of social media accounts that I'm rarely active on, other than to post like notifications of going live or if something happens and I can't stream that night. Currently, I am really only doing that on like, Twitter. I need to use my Mastodon account more, but I know that there's kind of a barrier there for like some people because using Mastodon can kind of be a little bit confusing, which is a shame. I'm not sure why they left it so confusing. It's not very user friendly as it is right now. um, yeah, that's fine, Naomi. How I work my readings? Um, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Like, if you mean the method in which I do so, I just keep shuffling until cards pop out. Um, and in like very, very rare cases, um, if I'm not really getting. Oh, no, there's a queue. Um, if you want to join queue, the command is !read me. They're free. I generally just do usually general readings, but if someone asks for something specific and it's something I'm comfortable doing, uh, I'll usually do it. No, they're free. I don't charge. The only thing that I would ever charge for, like in the future, it's not something I currently do, by the way. Like if I were to ever charge for anything, that would just be for like more in-depth readings that require like a lot of time and energy. And even then, I wouldn't price them very high. So, but that is not currently something that I offer. But for like basic general readings, no, I don't charge. The queue is free to enter. Yeah, I don't. I know that that's something that I probably should be doing, but I don't currently have like a donation method either. I do have a donation command, but literally it just gives the message that I don't have any available methods to donate to me through. um, Mostly because I'm just here. I'm here to learn currently, so in the future, if that's something that people want to do, it's something that I would be happy to add. But right now, that's not something that I would be comfortable doing. Um, what do you mean by single love? Do you mean as in like love prospects as a single person? Okay. So let's get to your question here, Naomi. Yeah. The only thing that I would really be comfortable doing currently, if that was ever something that people wanted to do. So, if people ever, like, felt inclined to donate to me in any way, the only method that I would really accept currently would be donations towards decks. Essentially, I would do that by creating a throne wish list. And if people wanted specific decks that were on my wish list, they could donate like a few dollars, to help fund me getting those decks. That would really be like the only method that I would probably be comfortable with. Because again, then it would also kind of be useful for those who actually do stop by and watch. Then they would have more deck options. Food gift cards. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I usually end streams feeling kind of tired, but I'm okay with that. But anyway, Naomi, so what is coming up in your career in the next month? Okay. What is coming up in Naomi's career within the next month? Yeah, I usually have to keep a, like a drink next to me. And I usually try to grab, like, small snacks, which I just realized I forgot to do again. Oops. But yeah, the throne thing is something that I was considering. Mostly because I do want people to actually have more options. And I also want people to feel like their money would also be going to, like, good use. Not that, you know, like, not that, you know, like, supporting myself and stuff wouldn't be good use. But, yeah. Okay. So, cards you got here, Naomi, are the Six of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and Two of Cups, and Nine of Coins, which is essentially telling me that, maybe currently you've been having a bit of, you've been feeling like a bit of, like, discontent, and maybe been worrying yourself a little bit too much. Worrying to the point of kind of harming yourself a little bit with the Three of Swords here. And you've been a little bit too worried and just kind of maybe been bogged down in, like, some negativity currently. The Six of Swords pointing towards that being something that you can move on from, and maybe that's currently what you're trying to do. And the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune here is signaling that this was something that was happening in the past. So, essentially saying that this is something, again, that you can move on from. And that this is something that will improve with the Two of Cups and the Nine of Coins being present here. What I'm getting out of these two is that you will find more fulfillment here, and you will find more success here going forward. So essentially the current outlook here is good. And that things will hopefully begin to improve here soon, if they haven't already started doing so. And also, Ocean Twilight, sorry, to answer your question, I could try. It's not really something that I really do too much, but, um, again, I am here to learn, so that's something that I could try, but it comes with a disclaimer that, there are also, like, a lot of, like, factors that could change. And, if there's ever, like, anything that, because of that, if there's anything that you ever get in, like, a reading that has to deal with, like, something in the future or something that's, you know, like, a bit more, like, nebulous, a bit more nuanced, that you can always work to change things if you ever get something that you don't like. Because nothing is ever set in stone. But, yeah, if that's what you would like, um, I could try doing that for you, yes. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say for you now. So you got three that popped out here. You got third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. Supermoon, emotions are running high. And new moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. So, third quarter moon says, think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come your way may have been wonderful, but there is also a lot of negativity, and you need to let go of this. Whatever situation you're asking about, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved, which you need to release into the ethers. This card also comes with the promise that all is not lost. However, there are changes or adjustments required before you will get to where you want to be. A change of course is forecast now that recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may also be a quote-unquote crisis now, which will remind you what you want and what it's time to let go of, so pay attention. So the important part that stands out the most to me about this one is that going in line with all negativity from these cards here, and the Wheel of Fortune signifying that this was something that happened in the past. The part that says there is also a lot of negativity and you need to let go of this. Whatever situation you're asking about now, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved which you need to release into the ethers. This is also, again, pointing towards the fact that if there are any lingering negative emotions associated with this, that this is still something that needs to be let go of. Doing so may help you going forward with this. And Supermoon says, where is it? There it is. Okay. This card suggests that the answer to whatever you're asking is writ large, like the silvery full moon set against the velvety night sky. If you're wondering about how successful something is going to be, such as a job or a relationship, the answer is very. To use common parlance, the answer to your question may well be that it's right under your nose. This card is about being larger than life, being special and bursting with energy that you can tune into and work with. You can expect plenty of good things and a positive outcome when this card comes up. But you may find there's a lot of emotion to deal with too. There's also a sense that the opportunities around whatever you're asking about don't come along every day, so take action. Also, again, pointing towards that things can improve here, and that things should be improving here, and that you will find positivity and success going forward. So, and New Moon in Cancer says, there's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places you hold dearest. This can be to do with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. If you're hoping to move forward with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. So, the thing that sticks out the most to me here is the part that says if you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. And if your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on. Which, with the Three of Swords there, I think might be relevant. So, if you've been feeling a bit insecure about your job, or just insecure in general, and you've maybe been letting that get in your way a little bit, you haven't been taking very good care of yourself. This might be the reminder you need that you should be prioritizing. Ugh, I cannot talk. This might be your reminder that you should be prioritizing yourself more. So, I hope that message helped. Overall, the general idea of this is to continue moving on from these feelings of negativity, and that you will find the recognition and the success and fulfillment that you do want out of your job. So I hope that helps in some way. Let me see what the book has to say right here. I almost forgot. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, just reaffirming that message for you, I guess. So I hope that message helps. Okay. I guess with that, I'll issue a last call. If there's anyone who wants to join the queue, now would be your time to do so. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and close the queue and close out probably by doing a quick collective reading. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and close out Q then. Okay. So I'll go ahead and close with a collective here. Okay. So what message do you want to leave us with? So we got the Six of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the High Priestess, Two of Coins, and Death. So immediately what I'm getting out of this is keep making your own path here. Keep following your own compass. Be the embodiment of this Queen of Swords energy here. You know yourself best. And you know what you need. Remember to prioritize yourself. And essentially create the changes and the transformation that you want to see within yourself. And if anyone has a problem with that, remember the Queen of Swords energy here. If they don't like that, they can get fucked. Let's see what the Oracle cards have to say. South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. The South Node, like the North Node, is a karmic point, but it's opposite to the North Node and relates to the past, perhaps even to past lives. Whatever you're going through and whatever you're asking about, there's a chance that age-old programming and conditioning is stopping you from achieving all that you might. Do you feel stuck in something? This card will often come as a sign that the situation or relationship you're asking about has somehow become suffocating, even toxic. It suggests that someone, you even, needs to be released, that there's some kind of addiction going on, or an unhealthy attachment that needs to be sorted out. One thing is for sure. When you get this card, you're being challenged to make some changes, even if staying where you are feels easier and safer. The Attuned to the Moon section for this card is an affirmation. I release the past. Let's see what the book has to add on to this. Yeah, that goes pretty much hand in hand with the High Priestess there. Your instincts are right this time. So trust yourself a little bit more. And with that, it is unfortunately time for me to call it here. Thank you for all stopping by. Thank you all for sharing your time with me. Whether you just lurked, or you joined the queue, or were active in chat. Thank you all for sharing your time with me, and thank you all for stopping by. I hope to see you all again soon. But bye for now.